What you'll see in this clip is some good passing out of the back and through the midfield, and just a couple of areas where we can improve upon our play. Let's let it run. We're able to pick up the clearances here, which are good, 1 and 2 touches. And what I'm looking for, is our play across the field. This is pretty good play right here. Everyone's playing 1 and 2 touch. Attempt here from Garrett to try to get in behind, but doesn't come off. But we get the ball back, and there's a small little opportunity here. As you can see, a ball across the field, or again, basically, as we work the ball from right to left, can we go back across the field? But this is not a bad run by Ethan. I think it's good reverse pass here. He's running across the field, and we got a runner underneath the defenders. Only thing I would look for him is to then obviously go towards the space that is available to him. It's a tough ball to turn upfield, but I think he does the best he can there. And then from here, typically these runs into the corner aren't the best balls because you're running away from the field. You don't usually have any service without having to turn. So for me, this is the decoy run, right? This is the run that we use to get the defenders out of the way, and then we're looking to play across the field again, either through Daniel here. I think this is just seen in the midfield. I think we get service, but ends up, I think if you watch the film, Ethan's very demanding of the ball here, and I think he dictates Cam's play, which you want. So that's the positive, is that he's being active and talking. But in this case, I think Cam, I need another player to be just as active, because I think you see how they're set up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders, right? Several defenders on this half of the field, 5 defenders here. And maybe 1 at the back post. I think we can attack that space that they're leaving open for us. So just wanted to highlight some of the good passing, across the field, 1 and 2 touch, and then opportunities where we could have switched it again. In this clip, you'll see some good passing again, and an opportunity to serve a ball in the box, which I think we could have done a better job with. But you'll see the play out. Possibly less touches there, but good. Good by Daniel to find a pocket of space here. He's heads up there, which is good. He's looking for players. I think he finds a good pass here. And this is where we have a number of runners in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4 players to really 3. And a good curved ball. This is a tough ball, not an easy ball to hit first time, but the idea is right. I think this execution is wrong. It goes right to the keeper instead of whipping it in there. I think we need in these situations, this is where the quality has to improve. We have a number of players who can serve the ball in the box. In this case, Billy, but from both sides, our outside backs and our forwards need to do a better job of putting the ball into the space that's available to us. Oftentimes, it's either going to the keeper, which is too deep, not enough curve, or we're putting too much curve on it and it's going behind players, or it's going back into the defender. So, just wanted to highlight. Good interplay between our midfielders. Daniel does a good job here creating space. He's looking for players, I think, which is good, and he finds a good ball out wide. I think we just need a better ball into the box, and we have an opportunity to score. Here's the sequence that leads up to our goal, our first goal against Fullerton. One touch. Get a little bit lucky there, but we're playing quickly. 2 touches. 2 touches. Here we're taking players on. This is the place to do it. Probably wanted a service there. Wasn't ready for it. And we get a cross in the box. Jack's alert to it. Good interplay here. Good awareness of where your players are when the ball comes in, and we're in good spots to finish. And I'll just rewind it so you can see the spacing, right, of our players as we attack. We attack. We start on one side of the field. We rewind it all the way back. Right, we just won the ball from them, I think, from a goal kick. And we're looking to play across the field, which is really how we break teams down. Good, good vision and one-touch passing from Garrett there, which is he does often. All right, probably a little bit lucky here. Probably don't want Ethan dribbling. If this ball had turned over at this place, I would have said he had Cam open, 1 touch. He has Raphael open, 1 touch. He even has Garrett, if he really wanted to, 1 touch. And then this is, oftentimes Jack and Ethan are taking these type of chances, but trying to turn up field, which is what I want them to do, often because you're trying to get the ball underneath. But in this case, you don't know the pressure's coming from. You might lose the ball here, and this would be a counterattack for them. But he does a good job here of keeping the ball and playing quickly, right? Seeing the next pass, does a very good job playing the way he's facing. All right, again, the defender's to his left, so what's available to him is to his right, and I think he does a good job here of getting the ball wide. So we started with Tyler all the way on the other side of the field. We've worked the ball to Daniel, and this is basically our set attack. We have players running off of our wide forwards. We're looking to play across the field again. This time I would probably say he's somewhat isolated, so this is a time to go 1v1, right? We're high up the field, he doesn't have good cover. I probably don't need to see him running into this space here to draw another defender to him. But it's a good overlapping run. Daniel does a good job of keeping the ball, and initially when I saw this, and you can see Jack and Billy are expecting the cross there, but he does get it off, at least on the second try, right? I don't mind the cutback as long as there's another service in the box. It's dangerous because it's in the 6-yard box. The defender doesn't do a good job of clearing. And I think Jack's awareness here and Ethan talking is great. Get a good quality shot on goal, right? We've had a number of opportunities like this in other games where we hit the ball over, hit a ball wide, hit it on frame, get a good shot on goal, and we have good players in good spots to pick up the pieces there and finish. And this good goal by Billy. Probably, 6 or 7 minutes into the game. On this clip, you'll just see, I'll start from the beginning, just wanted to highlight, the difference between when to dribble and when not to dribble. And this is the case where we shouldn't be dribbling. You should look to pass here across the field. We win the ball, which is good by Jake. Billy does play one touch, which is good, right? We've broken them. Now we've broken their midfield down. Now they're having to recover. And this is where we want to work the ball. You can see it. It's on for us to go basic. They're looking to run this direction. All their players are facing this direction, right? And we could work the ball across them through our attacking midfielders. We don't have the greatest spacing here. I probably want another player a little bit wider, right? Good by Garrett's in a deep spot. And this is where I think there's an opportunity here to go across the field, right? It's not on for us to attack this space, but Daniel decides to go 1v1, right? It takes a heavy touch. Had he had beaten this player probably a little bit cleaner, he might have been able to then take on the next player. But the chances of beating a player, multiple players in a row, is low, right? Against good competition. Against weak competition, yes, we could probably get away with this type of dribbling. But the reason why I'm against dribbling from this distance, right, to go to goal, is that it's very rare that you're actually going to get there, right? And so we want to play high percentage. Play across the field, play away from their pressure. They're set up to this side of the field. They're running this direction. They're recovering this way. This is where we go the opposite direction, as you see in a number of our clips. And we could have played out through Jack, through Ethan, to Billy or Tyler on the other side of the field, just so you can see it one last time. This is where you need to pick your head up and decide, it's not on for me to dribble through. There's no way I'm getting through here, or very little chance I'm getting through here. We have runners. You have Cam's here, Yassine's here, but we're not set up and what we typically would do, attack right where you get the ball wide and take a player on. Now you're in the midfield, taking a player on. It's just got too much support. And to me, these passes across the field to open them up again, so they're shifting to that side, and then we come back to your side to score. I think this is an opportunity, or an example of where dribbling, it's just too much. Right? We got to look to pass there. In this clip, you'll see just an example of good passing, and ends up with service in the box. Patient out of the back, one touch passing, which I like. 2-touch passing, right? That's required here. 2-touch passing, great ball by Garrett in front of Tyler, so he can play forward quickly. Okay, good 1-touch combination here. DC does a good job of fighting for the ball. Now we work the other side. We tried to penetrate that side. It wasn't on for us. Now we go the other way. Good service in the box, decent service in the box, and an attempt on goal. And as you can see, it's the principles of play are perfect. We have 1-touch passing, 2-touch passing. We spread them out, attack the wings. Right, we basically tried a combination play where we're give and go into the forward, and looking to possibly run off of that. It didn't work, right? So we reset as the ball gets wide. So it's a great ball by Garrett here, as you see, and now it's basically a 3v3, right? And with Ethan, possibly a 4v4, right? And that's our diamond on this half of the field. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've highlighted this before. This is basically our set attack from on the strong side for attacking this spaces here. Good combination play by Tyler and Billy. But what you see on the other side, and Garrett's here in support, is that Jack's ready to attack this spaces, Cam's ready to attack, and Daniel's on this side of the, so it's a 4-3 basically is how we attack. We're looking to get through here, but maybe not on. But good by Yassine to keep the ball for us. We switch a point of attack. It's not on for us to attack this side anymore, right? And now we're looking to attack this side with our 4 players. 1, 2, 3. Daniel's over here, and Cam. All right, so now it's the opposite side is a 4-3. Yassine does a very good job of working, and it's on for us to early service here because of how the ball moves faster. They can switch, right? And this is the part of the one touch, two touch that is important, is that it gets the ball to where we want to quicker, and they aren't able to set up defense. So, possibly a better ball here by Cam. I'm trying to work with him on getting the ball into a deeper spot. He loves to curl the ball. He has a natural curl to his balls. He needs to find it a little bit deeper here because it's behind behind Yassine. I think in a whipped-in ball probably that has to test this defender to this space, maybe to make the goalkeeper come out, will be a little bit more dangerous, allow Yassine to run across the goal. But in the end, it's not a bad ball. All right, and we get a shot off on goal, or at least a shot attempt on goal. Here's a sequence of passing that leads to a shot on goal. Let's let it run. They have the ball. We win the ball, and the fact that we win it and play one touch is good. All right, the ball goes into Daniel. I don't think he's expecting it as much, but he sees the pressure, gets his body in the way. He needs to be stronger there, but does a good job to fight. There's a number of instances in this game where he wasn't ready for that ball. But we win the ball back, keep possession, not forcing anything, playing away from pressure. It's not heavy pressure, but good ball by Tyler, through the mud there. I know it's not easy in this part of the field, but this is one of those, I'm being a little bit nitpicky here with Ethan, but I'm going to push him to play these one-touch balls, to see this pass into, I know it's a tough bouncy ball, but to see this pass to Garrett out to the other side of the field. It ends up going this direction, but it can be the ball moves faster, right, when we play one touch here. One touch, one touch. Instead of playing 2 touches there, we could have possibly played out. I want him to start to see these combinations because they're there for us. If Garrett needs to do a better job of seeing these passes beyond him and demanding them, and then Ethan and Jack have to see, just like the forwards, play the way you're facing, make the simplest pass, because a defender here, a much more aggressive and better defender, might be on his touch because his touch is long, right? Might have put him under pressure and made it harder for him to make this next pass. In any event, we get the ball wide. Good ball by Raphael into space, and I think Yassine's running onto this and on goal. Right? We have numbers here. We just need a better effort to get to the ball, to get to the near post by Daniel. Right? It's on for him to get the ball to his feet, but he's not thinking about this defender possibly cutting this out. I think if he runs across it, as you'll see a lot of pros will do, they take the defender out of the play, basically running across the defender. This opens up more space if he'd make it a little bit harder run for Jack, and I think Jack could do a better job here of just being demanding of the ball because you're wide open. He's wide open. So Daniel doesn't, attack that space. He allows the defender basically to cut off the pass. I think Yassine maybe done a better job with the pass, but in the end, it's a good attempt. I like where our spacing is pretty good. Ball comes out. We're in good spots to win the ball. Ethan does a very good job of playing 2-touch. Billy, great first-time ball into Yassine. Right as this ball goes in, he sees the next pass. Good. Yassine, good turn, and a shot on goal. Nearly scores. Right, and as you can see that play again, could we do a little better job here of our runs in the box? He's going far post, cut across your defender here to the near post. You would have had a tap in. This is really that run that we worked on a number of times where you're slashing to that near post as the goalkeeper's running, moving this way. You're basically running across him and tapping the ball in the net or flicking the ball in the net. We need that run because that opens up the space for the back post guy, which I think you're running to the back post where Billy should be, and then the penalty spot, which is where Jack should be. So if you're in the first in the box, that's the run I would expect you to make. And I think that's if you had gotten there. That's not an easy run to make, but I think you could have possibly gotten there where the defender is. As you're starting your run here, can we get across the defender now instead of running back post? It's a decision, right? If Yassine had chipped it, you would have been a tap-in goal as well. But the ball comes back out, right? We're not done. We're still hustling for the ball. We win that ball right back immediately. And it's good vision here by Ethan, and Billy, right? To see the next 2 passes. This is very good interplay. It nearly scores a goal there. So overall, good stuff. It's just, the small improvements here will help us against even the tougher competition. can we reduce the touches? I've constantly said that to our midfielders. Can we reduce the touches? Can you see the passes, that one touch pass that gets us out to the other side of the field quicker? And then even in the box, our runs can be better. Our demanding of the ball can be better by Jack there. And then obviously in the end, we get a good shot on goal and probably should score. Here's a sequence of before we scored our second goal against Fullerton. So I'll just let it run out. Ball comes in, good header by Jack to win the ball, and immediately finds somebody. Billy plays wide, which is it started really a lot of our plays. Good ball by Tyler into space, and Yassine has to fight for it. Right, we put him under pressure by putting the ball into space. Good interplay here, very good interplay. One touch. Good 1v1, and a little tap in goal. Good runs. It starts really when the ball gets wide, and Yassine puts pressure on the ball. And right when we win this ball back, it's one touch. Right, it's quick play that breaks them down, and then a good creativity here in the end. Once you do get in the box, this is where the creativity. It's 2v2. All he has to do is beat his man. He does a good job of that. Daniel makes a good run off of that, and it's a tap in. Right, Jack could have tapped that in as well. Right, but as you rewind the play, we win the ball off their goal kick, and we immediately spread the ball wide, which is what we like to do. Maybe not the greatest ball, but it's at least it's in an area that they're not, they're having to retreat to and having to defend, and that's what I want from our long balls. It probably could have been further into space, but it's in the end we're able to put pressure on them. Right, we got players in good spots, they can't get out. 2-touch play, 1-touch play, 1-touch play. Right, it's quick passing that breaks them down here, and now the 1v1 is in play, and that's when you have to dribble. Now it's a tap in. It's a very good goal by and play by all those players involved. And I think that just highlights, if we move the ball quickly and are creative in that final third, we'll get easy goals like this. All right, here's a sequence of attacking sequence that we nearly get a goal. Let's let it run out. So we go from defense to offense here. We win the ball, work it wide. Good ball by Cam into Jack. He does a good job of bringing the ball down and playing 2 touches there. Daniel does a good job of playing away from pressure. Right. The one things I would add, as before, can we play in less touches? Can that be a 1-touch ball? It could. That's the next level for a lot of our players is playing these tougher balls 1 touch. Right. But he does a good job with this and brings it down. Daniel does a good job of not trying to force it there because it's not really on for us to try to play this side. We have our diamond on this half of the field, okay? Not necessarily with the players we typically have. I'd probably want Ethan over there, Jack where Ethan is, and Cam working. But we have players that's basically on the strong side attacking, and we have our players set up on the weak side, as you can see. So we want to attack the space across the field. They're set up here to block us. We can't get through. And Daniel does a good thing here by playing away from the pressure. Garrett, you can see Garrett looking as this ball's coming to him. He's checking spacing. You see as this ball comes into him, in slow-mo, he looks right, he looks left, he looks and he sees the pressure coming. He knows where the guys are coming from. He knows his next pass. And he's able to play a very good ball into Tyler. Driven ball, all the way up, beats the defender there. Very good. And now we have our strong side attack, this side, which is 4 players. You see how hard Yassine worked to get to the other side of the field to create that diamond, right? So Tyler has multiple options. And here it's just good 1-touch pass here, passing. Yassine's playing the way he's facing, which is what I'm expecting of him here. Ethan's in a good spot to receive the ball from him. Billy probably should have been a little bit wider, but he's looking to get the ball down line, putting pressure on his defender by running in behind, which is good. And we got good play here. We got good spacing. Now we're set up to attack this side, right? It's not on for us to attack that side. Now we're attacking the other side. And here's the key moments here in this attack. This is the harder part about scoring, is that we got to move the ball quickly. 1 touch. Good here, 1 touch. And really was another 1 touch is all it was needed there. Right? A ball comes to Daniel, and he's not necessarily, I think he sees it, but I don't think he thinks he can pass it maybe. But a 1-touch ball into Yassine, directly into space, he's in on goal for a tap-in. Right? I think that's, if you saw the previous goal, the previous clip, you'll see that's what creates that opportunity for us to score. And here, I think it was another opportunity where we could play one more 1-touch pass and we'd have been in. The other thing, if he was a left-footed player or had a stronger left-footed shot, would be to take 2 touches to shoot. It's either 2 touches or 1 touch. There really is no option here to dribble, in my opinion. And as you can see, you'll see why. So it's left foot touch, left foot shot. And his next touch is with his right foot to dribble. That's the shot. That was where, if you take a little bit longer touch, you could have had a shot on goal. So it's touch and hit there. Even now the pass is on, but it's touch and hit to that back post across this defender into this space right here. So you shoot the ball. That would be a harder left-footed shot, probably for a natural left-footed player. That's what you would do. But if I was him in this case, that was what I would have done if I was going to take an extra touch, or if I didn't see that pass to Yassine, which at game speed you might not have. It would have been a touch and hit. He ends up trying to dribble here, and you'll see why dribbling is an option, because they're just going to close the space down. Right? When you're getting in the box or getting in a shooting situation, it's very rare in these cases that you're going to be able to dribble through all of them. It just doesn't happen often. You see Messi and those guys do it, but that's the best of the world, right? And they're able to really break down and see the pressure and do some amazing things. But those are rare, right? Most of the goals they score are passing situations, or they beat them with numbers and overloads and seeing the extra man. Most of the goals that Barcelona scores are the best players in the world. You'll see them go on these runs where they'll take on 3 or 4 players, but this is not the case, right? For most of our play, we want to play high percentage. So you're either passing or shooting in this case, or getting it wide for a cross. Those are the 3 options. The dribbling option isn't really here, but again, we try to dribble. It gets cut off, right? But good job to win the ball back. And Ethan this is the second time Ethan done this. Previously, we got a shot off. Here he takes 2 touches to find the next pass wide, which is great. He's thinking about his next pass early, right? He's able to play into space. Tyler's in a good spot. Takes a good first touch and puts the ball in the box, and we get a shot off. Blocks by the defender, but good shot. We're in good spots. All right, it's penalty spot. As you can see, as this ball goes in, players are basically near post, far post, and penalty spot. Defender does a good job of blocking it. We're still in an area to play. You see Ethan plays 2 touches. Good ball by Cam. That should be a goal. All right, I think it was just a little bit more quality, a little bit less. I think he probably got put off here. Billy got put off by Yassine's jumping at the ball. It's a little bit more composure. I think we score that. I think that's a foul. He clips his heel. We've had that called against us before. And really it ends up being a good quality chance that we have a shot. Across it leads to a shot by Daniel, and across it leads to a shot by Billy. All right, so 2 good plays there, right? By creating spaces and by moving the ball quickly from side to side, really. All right, we get the ball wide twice. So we get the ball, we win the ball, get it wide again. Service into the box. And we got runners. We just got to finish it. That's all. The only thing that was missing there was that we needed to finish. So again, we want to highlight the positives here is that we're moving the ball from side to side. We attack the right side of the field. It's not on with the 4 players there. We look to play in, back, and around to the weak side. And those are the moments when we broken them down and we're switching that we have to penetrate quickly. It wasn't on for us. We try to dribble. Right, we work the ball back again. Okay, find it wide. Get a cross in. We get a shot off. Doesn't necessarily go in. We win the ball back. We work the ball wide. Early service in. And we have chances on goal. So the pattern of play is typically we go from side to side. We work the ball wide, and in that final third, it just has to be 1 touch, 2 touch. So either shooting, crossing, or playing a quick pass. Dribbling, if you have a 1v1 situation, is probably the only time you would dribble. Right, dribbling to shoot, dribbling to take a player on to find another pass. But usually it's not dribbling to beat 2 or 3 players. So I just want to highlight, some of the positives and areas that we can improve upon in our attacking sequence, and really highlight, we had opportunities here to score as well. In this clip, we just want to highlight some principles of play. Playing the way you're facing is number 1. 1 and 2 touch passing, switching point of attack, and just the general pattern that we often use to break their pressure and attack. And so I'll let it run. We win the ball here. Ethan plays the way it's facing. Rafael plays 1 touch. Garrett's playing 2 touches. And you'll notice just about everybody in this sequence plays 1 or 2 touch until we get to the final third. And good spacing here, right? That's the start of it. When we're playing out of the back, we want depth. I like that Jake and Rafael are dropping deep when Tyler has the ball. We have good spacing in here. We're forcing the defenders to defend the entire field. All right, we're patient. We're looking for the next pass. As everyone's looking forward, the players off the ball know what their options are. As you can see, Cam's looking before he gets it. He's looking to see what his next pass is going to be. He sees Jack. You see Jack's doing the same thing. Can he play forward? No. We'll play 1 touch the way we're facing and work the ball to the other side of the field. Right? We keep basically this pattern until we're able to find somebody like Garrett, in this case, who can see the field going forward. And that's really how we want to build out of the attack. We keep moving the ball 1 touch, play the way we're facing, 1 and 2 touches, sorry. We play the way we're facing, play away from the pressure, and until we can get a player who can see the field and make that next pass that's going to break the midfield, then we keep moving the ball from side to side. And that's what I want to highlight there. It only took us 2 times. Right, we switched the ball from right to left, and now we're going out. Now we're out. We've broken their pressure. Look how stretched out they are. They're probably 60 yards. Right, and that's what we want. Good ball here. Now we're set up to possibly attack this way if there was an option for a give and go maybe, or a ball into space, but they've covered and recovered. They've covered the spaces. They've recovered behind the ball. Now it's time to go the other way, away from that pressure. They're not looking at these players. All these players are keying on the ball, and that's what they recognize the tendency here defensively is that they're going to try to stop the ball first. So we have to attack the spaces that they leave behind while they're doing that, and this is what we exactly do. Good by Jack here to see the next pass. Right, the pressure's coming from behind him, which is not easy to see, but he does a very good job of knowing his one. It needs 1 touch. And in this instance, now we work the ball deep on them. Now we're in shooting range or in service range, right, of the box. This is the chance to possibly look for combination plays, dribble to shoot, dribble to cross, and just our creativity. Right, we have to figure out ways to get through them. 1-touch passing. Combination play, or we're looking to go 1v1 to get a shot off or a cross. In this case, we look to go 1v1 to get a cross off. Typically I'd say these runs into space here to support. He's not looking at this point in time. I think this run is probably not needed by Ethan, right? You're probably just bringing defender towards this area. I think we could have had an opportunity here for Cam to get around, but he wasn't able to get forward fast enough. But now we need to maintain our umbrella, right? We need to maintain good shape and spacing. I think we have decent spacing in case the ball turns over. This is a chance to go 1v1, and he does. I've gotten on Daniel for not crossing the ball immediately with his left foot, and this time he does. He does a good job here getting the cross off, right? The only thing that missing from this was that that it ended up being a foul. Otherwise, this is a good cross, good attempt on goal by Yassine. Obviously fouled him there, and Tyler's in a good spot. We're basically wrapped them in, right? Tyler's in a good spot to win the ball and possibly either shoot himself or cross the ball back in. Now it ends up being a foul, but you can see the patterns, right, and the principles that we want to use when we're playing. Generally speaking, we switch a point of attack, and when we're playing well, we switch a ball of attack in the final third or in the attacking half of the field. When we're building well out of the back, we switch a point of attack as well. Good spacing, depth, and width. Players are playing 1 and 2 touch. The guys are in good gaps, and we create good triangles and diamonds. And everyone's aware of the pressure and is playing away from it, right? We don't try to play through it necessarily. We try to play around it or across it because they're going to set up to try to block us going straight ahead. And so as you can see, we work the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side to the right-hand side. They were stretched out for sure. Defensively, they weren't very good, but we recognized the spaces. We played quickly, and we were able to break them down because of the type of play that we're using. And the principles don't change as you move up to better teams or better defensive units. It's just execution speed changes, right? The passing has to be better, the talking has to be better, the touches have to be better, and players have to recognize it. The space is quicker, but the principles of play are still the same. And I think just wanted to highlight the principles that we used here that we broke down a weaker team with, but need to be executed against the stronger teams or better defensive units, especially when they're compact and sitting in. It's still the same. Their defense tendencies are to work towards the ball. We're looking to work the ball side to side so that we get them out of the areas that we want to attack, and that's really how we want to play as we attack. And as you see here, it only took 3 switches, right to left, left to right, and then again back one more time, and we're in the attacking third, crossing the ball one last time for a goal. Now, in this instance, it didn't end up being a goal, but you can see how positive it was, all from the back to the front. Just a sequence of us attacking where I've execution in the final third. If it's a little bit faster, I think we get a shot on goal or a cross. But the ideas here are good, as we'll highlight. Good by Yassine to work back. A little sloppy in the midfield, honestly. We get through it, but the touches are heavy. Right? You can see these balls you can't get away with against the best teams. We get lucky. Good 1 and 2 touch passing though. Like each player is trying to play quickly at least. That the ideas are good. Again, maybe the execution isn't as clean given the field conditions, but everyone's playing quickly. And as we see, we get the ball wide, right? And immediately, Daniel's not trying to take a player on 1 versus 2. He's looking to play with Jack, and I think this is good interplay. 2 players here, 1, 2, 3. These 2 players, Jack and Daniel, beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players just with good passing, and this is what good passing does. It's way better than dribbling. Little ball and run off of it. Little ball into space, run off of it, and this is the key moment, right? Once we've broken the pressure, you got to recognize that these are the moments. We're in an attacking third of the field. We've broken pressure. This is where the quality has to be very good because they're going to be desperate to stop you. And you got to know that they're coming, okay? And I think here we could have probably had a shot off. I think you're preparing to shoot, but to take a heavy touch or a pass. I think it's just too heavy, right? Even they're shooting. I think you probably had an opportunity. I think you faked the shot and are trying to dribble again. To me, you have to, when you're receiving this ball, it's I'm going to shoot. The attitude is I'm going to shoot. I'm not. That's what I would rather you have. And I think later on in the game, you'll see the attitude is a proper, you get a shot off here. But I think if instead of taking a heavy touch there or looking to dribble into space, just take a touch and hit. A softer touch and first time shot. Right? I think you have the range to shoot from distance. You're probably 30 yards out. If not, it is on for us to attack the other side of the field. If you're taking a softer touch again, the quality isn't great. But softer touch and we draw this defender in, then you can dish it to Billy. In the end, the defender does a good job of stopping the play, and Ethan attempts to, and this is probably the third example of Ethan trying to, or when he wins the ball, trying to get the ball wide, which is exactly what I want from him in this position. You win the ball, try to get it around them. Doesn't necessarily come off, right? But the idea is, again, all ideas here are good, and especially what's positive here is that we're able to break them down with numbers down, but good passing and good movement. Less touches. We're attacking spaces, drawing players, and dishing it to the player who's open. We're talking. It's just a little bit better quality here. We probably get a shot off, not on for us. Possibly a better pass here. We have a combination play to get through. The defense does a good job of clearing it, but again, it's good quality attack where we could slightly better execution. We probably had a shot on goal. Here's a free kick example, and really what I want to highlight is that we are dangerous when we play the ball to the back post. And when we don't play the ball to the back post, we almost never get our head on the ball. All of our service from this distance or from corner kicks or from any wide free kick has to be to the back post. And typically, we're looking for Garrett. He seems to be the player that gets his head on the ball first, is attacking that back space. It puts defense under pressure. The goalkeeper usually doesn't know what to do with those type of balls. And so, as you can see from this example, a very good ball by Rafael. It's not an easy ball, but a good ball to the back post. And guess who? Garrett and Dean are there, right? And it's off the post. Goalkeeper doesn't know what to do with it. Usually the defenders are running with the runners who go near post, which is fine by me. Let Garrett run back post and everyone else run near post and make it a 1v1 situation. And as the ball's flying, the defender gives up on it, right? And Garrett doesn't. And that's typically what happens here. We've scored several goals, not several, but we scored a couple goals like this already and had good chances on goal because of it. And I think we need to make sure that we understand that when we have a free kick, there's what I'm highlighting is that when we have a free kick, we want to aim for the back post, right? And have Garrett run onto it until they can stop us. Until we find out, a team is able to cover that play, let's keep using what works. And I think you can see here, we've scored against Loudon like this. We scored a couple goals like this where Garrett's running to the back post. And I think we just want to recognize that or at least highlight that as a pattern for us going forward. And this clip just want to highlight that we do have the range to shoot from distance. And here, an excellent shot by Daniel. Working the ball at the back. A little sloppy here because of the conditions, but they play a poor pass. We're on it quickly, right? We're in good spots to win the ball. Play 2-touch. And here's opportunity to work it into the inside again, right? We're working across the field. No one's coming. No one's stepping. Let's shoot the ball. And a good shot on goal. Good save by the keeper in the end. But the pattern, right, or at least the principle that we want to highlight here is that we work the ball from one side to the other. You see, does a good job of winning the ball and switching it. Right, and now we have a 1v1 with runners off of it. Dean's here. I think this is Dean. Dean's working to the outside. Dano does a good job of cutting to the inside, which we need more of. And probably the first time in a while we've had a shot on goal from outside the box from one of our forwards or our midfielders. Right, they don't step to the ball. Let's look to shoot. It's an excellent shot on goal and a good save by them. Here, just want to highlight another clip of us, good combination play across the field, switching point of attack as we let it go. Good free kick here, quick free kick by Brendan. All right, their defense wasn't great up top, so we have a lot of space and time on the ball. Let's keep moving the ball, which is what we do. Looking to combine here, not necessarily on for us for the give and go. So I'm glad that we didn't try to play it. Daniel has got his head up. Again, I probably would say play Garrett here, Garrett out to the other side of the field. But when the pressure is not great against a weaker defensive team, you can face up, right, and play. This is probably not the place to try this type of stuff because I think it's a little tight. It's probably more for the attacking part of the field where you're looking to run off of it, but we end up getting out anyways. Right, again, the pressure wasn't great from them. Good interplay between the midfielders because Daniel's now playing attacking midfield. He's wide open. I think good by Jack here to draw the pressure and then play through it. Right, that's the type of ball I'd like to play. Same as Daniel's, right? A second ago. These type of balls are good. You let the defender get a little close to you, and then you're looking to pass and run off of it. Same thing here. Let the defender come a little close to you and then play off of it and look to get it back. Good by Eric in a good spot. Possibly here on for us to play the right side of the field. We don't necessarily have enough support for this ball. It would be a lot of work for Jet to get there. But Eric, we could go the other way, but we decided not to. Eric could probably turn here as well. He's in a good spot. He's not running away. And a number of clips, from Bethesda tournament, Jack would get in this situation and everyone would just start taking off. I'm glad that somebody's working in space behind here, basically where the attacking midfielder should be. And I'm glad that he's playing this, the way he's facing. But technically speaking, he could turn because he has a ton of time. All right, we work the ball into another attacking midfielder. Good ball, left-footed driven ball in by Abel. Again, it was on for us to probably play Brendan, but we decided to play the near side. They're stretched out. You can pretty much play anything here. That's why we have multiple options. Right, this team wasn't very good defensively in terms of covering spaces. And so in all the situations, you have time for multiple things. Abel had time. Eric had time. Good here. We have runners off of the player, the forward who gets the ball here. I think it's Daniel playing left wing now. And he works across the field. And the ball that Abel could have played, now Daniel attempts. Not that it ends up going out of bounds, but the idea is right. And that's what I want to highlight here is the ideas. We work the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Now we're trying to go back across. Again, you see that the pattern is that when we do work the ball quickly, it could be in, back, and around. You could be swinging it. Whatever the situation, we could just run across them, basically playing directly across from player to player. Depending on their pressure and what it looks like this time, we use basically little give and goes, or at least little slotted passes where the midfielders are turning and looking to play forward themselves. Basically diagonal ball all the way across the field. Eric could probably play himself or play Jack. There's multiple options. They're not very good defensively here. Eric could play Jack. We could go forward. We could play Abel and go forward. He can turn himself. This is what happens when we have good passing. There's multiple options. So there's no wrong answer here. Abel again could have played. I think Eric's even pointing. He could have played Brendan, but he decides to drive a ball out to Daniel, which is good. Now Dean's working off of it. This is a good play overall. Possible option here to play Jack underneath, and then Jack could turn. A little tight. Decides not against it. Again, another option here. A slip ball underneath for Abel. Again, you have multiple choices here because of the spacing is good. We're moving off the ball. Players have their head up. We're playing, a certain style in terms of playing quickly, and a good ball into the space. And that's not necessarily, the idea is right. It doesn't really come off, but had he gotten that ball, I think we'd have had service in the back post there for a good finish. So I wanted to highlight again the pattern is when we're playing well, we move the ball from side to side quickly. Players are running off of the ball that's going forward. So if you break pressure, right, we have runners off of it for a one-touch pass. If we work the ball wide, we're looking to go the other direction with runners running around it. So if they don't cover the near side, right, if they don't cover the overlapping run or they don't cover the give and go option or the underlap option, we take that, right? But if they do cover that, we switch a point of attack through the attacking midfielder, the weak side attacking midfielder, or direct ball all the way across the field to the forward or the outside back. And we basically repeat the pattern on that side of the field. And if they don't cover that space, we look to serve the ball in the box and get runners in or get a shot on goal. And you can see even in this situation, we had opportunities to basically break them down, working the ball from side to side.